All right, what's up, guys? Um, just playing a little late night two-table 100 NL. Just late on a Sunday. I got work in the morning. Queen 9-6, Queen 9-5. I have a 6 of spades. Um, not playing range bet here, but I see how you could. Um, I think this size is okay for in position, but they do play a larger size as well. And then my hand is already indifferent. I'm going to go ahead and fold. I've been liking this site. Black Chip Poker. It's WPN. But I will say, like, the players really are constantly like bouncing around the table. So this hasn't been my like experience, on a lot of these sweepstakes sites, and definitely is not really the case in live poker. Like at least in card rooms, you'll get a table of people. Sometimes people sit there for like many hours playing, but yeah, it seems like on this site, I see a lot of like bouncing around. So kind of like an interesting thing to have to adjust to. Yeah, I wanted to record one of these tonight. I don't know, just to kind of let people know where I'm at. I'm definitely struggling a little bit at this stake, like on this site. I think I'm down around 5 buy-ins or something. I'm not super pressed about it, but I think I'm really getting taken to value town by a lot of these players. It seems like, hopefully, things will turn around. I'm definitely making an effort to fold in a lot of indifferent spots, or fold in a lot of spots where, yeah, like basically I just have like an indifferent bluff catcher. Jack 9 here is indifferent between all three, and then go ahead and 3-bet on a high roll. Yeah, maybe just I've been making an effort to fold a bit more, and strengthen my range a bit pre-flop. I noticed that, like, I've been playing pretty well, like pre-flop at least, like pretty sharp, and this is a fold. But I end up, it seems like I end up pretty frequently like with some marginal hands. So I've been thinking about maybe lowering the frequency on some mixed strategy hands, lowering it quite a bit, just so I get to the flop with a bit stronger of a range. This site, players seem to be playing pretty tight. It has been fun though. I enjoyed the UI is okay. Games are constantly running, which is nice. And yeah, against this size, I think I just prefer 11. So just use an 11 big blind size. This, I've only studied versus a 2 big blind hijack open. This would be, a portion of the value region, and this is actually extremely tight. And like my range pretty much here is just like facing a cold 4-bet. You're essentially just jamming kings plus, and then even ace king is indifferent. So we're gonna be all in. Oh, wow. Some run good. I'm not going to say he deserved it, but I will say this guy from, Russia, very nitty player. So feels nice to get one through on him. Gonna just continue with the call here versus half pot. I considered raising, but I can consider donking here as well. I think some of the I don't know. It will go check a lot. I'll be able to show down. And river, I think in these types of spots, people will play very face up. Here, now I lose some queen 10. I think I prefer to actually bluff this. Just use 150% pot. Get snapped by 8-9. That's an interesting hand to snap call. It's this was a misclick. Shoot, I was really I was thinking pretty deeply about my opponent's snap call on the river there. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't deliberate raise at least briefly, right? So it's an odd one. Anyway, yeah, I got work in the morning, so I'm not going to play too late. Just wanted to do like a quick 20-minute video. Pretty relaxing day for me, all things considered. I usually am a little too tired to. This is a full. This slightly too loose to open. Yeah, I'm usually a little too tired to record right after work, so maybe I'll get a video in tomorrow night. But work is pretty exhausting. I wish I could do this for a living, honestly, but I think it would absolutely annihilate my mental health. That is, I think, the most impressive thing about professional poker players is their what's the word? Moxie. I don't know if it's moxie. They're very resilient. You have to be, because you can get crushed, right? Like, you can get crushed for a long time, especially live players. Live players don't get a lot of respect, but they are extremely resilient, and they can lose and lose and lose for many months. I'd honestly prefer to call over cards rather than pocket threes. Here, this does mix a little bit of 3-bet for me, and I'm just going to call on a low roll. Yeah, live players can lose for long, like very long stretches of time. I was fortunate enough to not really have any like absolutely excruciating downswings when I played live poker. But I do know people that have dealt with that. No, I think the question is here for me is like, is this too thin to bet on the river? In this pool, I think it kind of is, honestly. And then I'm blocking some of the calling region, like pocket 9s, pocket 10s. I'm gonna go ahead and check. Like, if I had Jack 3, I'd even prefer to bet, right? king three of clubs. Strikes me as a hand I would like to bet. This is the same guy. He's, I might tag him as a nit. Um, this might be too much information, giving away information about my tags, but this light blue powder blue tag is my nit tag, or tight player tag. Like if I see them make like a very fast decision with extremely strong hand, or like, check back some hand that's a clear value bet, I'll usually slap this on just so that I remember. I on other sites that I've played on, it's easy to take notes, but here it's like the notes are very, very small. It's kind of hard for me to read. I'm gonna be honest. I have some bad eyes. So yeah, I enjoy having a job and doing this as a hobby as much as I'd like to be like some high stakes crusher, and that's like a fantasy of mine. I think it's not very realistic. I too late in life. You know, Maybe not too late in life, right? I turned 29 about a month ago, but um, I have a house. I have many dogs. I have a lot of things I got to take care of every day. Um, Health insurance, dental, like uh, just a lot of good benefits I get from my current job. So I know you give up a lot of that stuff if you want to pursue your own professional endeavors or become like an entrepreneur or professional poker player, um, or whatever it might be. Start your own business, right? Uh, yeah, you give up a lot of the comfort of having uh, consistent pay, benefits, uh, contribute. Constantly like you'd have to think about contributing to your own 401k or Roth IRA, whatever you have, and you have to 1099 at the end of the year as well. It sounds like a pretty big headache, and I have a lot of expenses month to month, so definitely important for me to continue working, a 9 to 5. But maybe one day, like, online poker will become a very profitable endeavor for me. Live poker was for like quite a while, but um, I don't know. Something about live poker is very wearing. Like, I I really struggled to. This is a mix. I'm gonna open it this time. Yeah, I really struggled to like keep up with my mental health and physical health, sitting in a card room for so many hours, like every time I wanted to play. And this is no like disrespect to live grinders or like the people who are like out playing poker, but it is definitely like not the nicest crowd all the time. Like, you meet some great people. Like, I've definitely made some really good friends through live poker, but um, there is definitely like there's definitely a lot of stuff I don't like, and you definitely have to interact with a lot of people that you might not like. Um, I know a big thing for me is I I foster animals, um, and it sounds like I'm sort of virtue signaling or like gloating right now. I guess I kind of am, but this is a channel pretty much for me to you know, play poker and talk. But anyway, to the more to the point here, yeah, I've foster animals. It's been a thing I do for like many years now, and in Texas in particular, there are a lot of backyard breeders, and there's a lot of dog fighting. So you end up like a lot of the whales that you end up playing with are people that are making money doing those sort of things. I know one or two whales in particular here, BVB. I think I would just want to use the polar size, right? So this hand seems fine to do that with. And the 9 of diamonds. I definitely want to mix. I wish I had a little bit more time bank. This guy's very tight, so I have to be careful on this turn. I think I prefer check back, and then I'll even give up like a lot on the river. Oh, this river is tough. I'm gonna check this back because I just think this guy is extremely tight. It's sort of what I was worried about. It's like a hand like aces. I know it seems sort of dumb, but there's I definitely don't want to range with this board, but this hand is pretty nice to bet. It seems sort of dumb, but you know, a lot of these tighter players who I see almost range betting on these types of boards. I'm gonna go ahead and play pot here. If the rank of this turn was a little bit lower, I would consider doing more, playing more check with this, because I'd expect in position to reopen with a 9, and be a little bit more inclined to bluff. But I think like a higher ranking turn would pacify them if I were to check. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, playing with some of these whales in live poker, it can be pretty like taxing. They're Some of them are really not nice people, and they're people that I don't really have to like, online. You don't really have to spend time with like anybody that you don't want to. So that's sort of the benefit. But yeah, losing money to them is excruciating for me. Like, really sucks. Um, I know a lot of live players really don't take issue with that sort of thing. In fact, the whole thing with live poker is to really maximize, or the whole thing with poker in general, right, is to maximize your edge. So you'll get people who will like aggressively bum hunt some of these whales, and they'll cater to them, and laugh at all like the crude jokes, and they're typically, it's like just some of the stuff that I heard playing. I just thought was so outrageous that people felt okay like expressing those sort of ideas publicly. I don't want to get too into it, but I'm sure you could imagine it's a lot of like homophobic stuff, a lot of like hateful, sort of like racist stuff, and you see people really look the other way, just so that they can keep those people in the game. Jack 10-4 rainbow. I could play small, but I think I do like playing small bet here. But you can play big bets as well. 5 of spades. So I'd want to polarize on this turn. Jack 9 is not really the hand to polarize with, but it does have a lot of equity. So like Jack 9 of spades is okay going into this line, I think. Let me hit the deuce of spades. Yeah, I think I just want to play B150. I think all in might be a little too large of a size. Here I could stab after check, or I could check back. Then facing a probe here between raise and call. Oh, that's my dog outside. One of them at least. Go ahead and call.